I'm sorting through all the useless bills and resolutions introduced into Congress to see which member of Congress proposes the most useless legislation. Last week we finished with Senators Cory Booker, Ed Markey, and Richard Blumenthal all in first place with 9 pieces of useless legislation each. And this week we have 23 pieces of legislation to sort through, so let's get started. As always, we'll begin with all the holidays, weeks, and months introduced into Congress. That includes National Cancer Survivor Beauty and Support Day, and Poppy Day. Sort of two ends of the emotional spectrum there. It's also Disability Reproductive Equity Day. But I want to commend Representative Ayanna Pressley for including a call for the president to uphold these specific anti-discrimination acts. So for that reason, I don't consider this one useless. It's also National Trailer Safety Week, in case you're not hitching your trailer to the back of your truck correctly. Now we're back on track. Don't forget Progressive Supranuclear Palsy Awareness Month, ALS Awareness Month, National Annuity Awareness Month, in case you have an annuity and you need cash now, National Wildfire Preparedness Month, Life Month, brought to you by the guy who spent a significant portion of his legal career attempting to expand the death penalty, and Family Month, an explicit attack on the LGBTQ+ community that would replace Pride Month, because as we all know, the LGBTQ+ community waits on specific instructions to celebrate their sexuality and their struggle for rights from the 119th Congress. Also, this resolution recognizes July as American Patriotism Month and encourages individuals, schools, organizations, and communities to celebrate the month as such. I don't think the schools are going to be doing much of anything that month, Chief. This bill would prohibit any federal funds from being provided to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority until it's renamed the Washington Metropolitan Authority for Greater Access, or MAGA for short, and until the Metro Rail is renamed the Trump Train. Representative Greg Steube wants to hold the public transit system of our nation's capital hostage until they name it after his cult leader, because his idea of public service is deliberately harming working-class people in order to inflate the fragile ego of Daddy Trump. Pathetic excuse for a lawmaker. Get ready for picture day, because this resolution allows the speaker to permit official photographs of the House of Representatives. I hope it looks good for the yearbook. It's the 100th anniversary of the YIVO Institute for Jewish Research, the 129th anniversary of the Jewish War Veterans, and the 39th anniversary of C-SPAN. Couldn't wait until the big 4-0 to make that announcement. This resolution remembers a certain event that I can't say on TikTok, for reasons. This resolution expresses pretty valid concerns about constitutional reforms in Mexico, and this one expresses the sense of the House of Representatives that Congress should enact the older Americans' Bill of Rights to allow them to live with dignity and independence in their final years. Here's an idea. Pass that Bill of Rights instead of saying you should do it. Hey, independent workers and contractors in the city of Ferndale and their continued efforts to the LGBTQIA+ community of the state of Michigan. Consider yourself recognized. But police brutality and flag of convenience ships? Well, you can consider yourself condemned. And to show that not every piece of legislation being introduced into Congress is useless, here's a neat one from Representative Alma Adams that would prohibit individual entities from owning more than 75 single-family residences at a time. Nationwide, around 3.8% of single-family residences are owned by institutional investors who own 100 or more properties. And in cities like Atlanta, the estimated share of the single-family rental market held by investors with over 1,000 properties is around 25%. This bill wouldn't fix everything about our current housing problems, but it's a step in the right direction toward limiting the influence that large corporations have on the housing market. So if we look at the leaderboard, the top 3 have remained the same, but Chuck Grassley has taken 4th place all for himself, and he's hot on the trail of 1st. If you'd like to see the full list of useless legislation, you can go to this link right here, and join us for even more useless legislation on Useless Legislation Friday.